collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Shodo Double Cross Kamen Rider 04. So we have a full case here, and I wanted to open this up so I can show you the case breakdown and everything that is included here. So it looks like we get Ichigo, Kamen Rider Couga Dragon form, Kamen Rider Couga Rising Dragon, Kamen Rider O's Latorartar, Kamen Rider Double Joker. Then we have Kamen Rider Vulcan and Kamen Rider Skull. So I think this was the last set they did before they kind of disbanded Shodo O, the Outsider line, which is where they were doing the villains and such. And I think starting with 5, they just kind of merged them into one. And so now you're going to get heroes and villains in the same sets, kind of mixed throughout. But we have all heroes here, as you can see. And it's a pretty good distribution here. We just have a duplicate of Ichigo and a duplicate of Vulcan. Otherwise, you're getting one of each. So pretty good. We'll take a look at the packaging here just so you can get an idea. Shodo Double Cross. Here's Ichigo. Not really too much going on the sides. You get the case breakdown, or I should say the lineup over here. And then just a couple pictures of the figure here on the back. I'm not going to go through all these, so let's just grab out another. We'll grab Vulcan since they're both 2 per case. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. I'm going to go ahead, get these all opened up, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the 7 figures out of the packaging, and I did want to mention, I think this is also the last wave with 7 figures per wave. The first 4 had 7 figures, but now, starting with 5, I believe it goes down to 6. So I don't know, I guess about the time they switched from all heroes to a mixture of heroes and villains, they also went from 7 to 6, which is kind of a bummer, because it was nice. I mean, this is a really nice lineup here. I mean, 7 different characters in the lineup, I think, is really, really cool. Yes, you know, 2 of them are just kind of slight variations on these Couga forms, but still, you know, it's nice to see. So we'll go ahead, we'll jump right in with Ichigo, of course. Really nice looking figure. Really nice paint down the side to get that full Adidas tracksuit effect. Really nice silver paint on the boots and the gloves. The driver looks fantastic. Head sculpt, very nice, and also very nice metallic paint on there. You have the scarf piece. I wish it laid a little bit more flat, but I think I just need to it's a malleable plastic, so I can probably get that to do what I want if I just kind of put it in a position. Maybe I can have the arm hold it down or something, just to get that to lay a little bit flatter. I do wish that kind of conformed to the body a little bit more, because if you kind of have it naturally up here at the neck, which it doesn't even want to do now, it sticks straight out, which just looks ridiculous. So I wish it would droop down a little bit more. But in any case, articulation for all these figures is pretty much the same. You have a ball joint for the head, so you have a lot of nice motion there. Look down, look up, really nice. You have butterfly joint here in the shoulder. Not a ton, but you do have a little bit of back and forth there, as well as just a normal ball joint for the shoulder, so you can move that all around. You have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees in the elbow. You do have a wrist swivel, basically just because the gloves are his hands, and so they can, I guess it's not technically a wrist swivel, it's more at the cuff of the glove, but because you can switch them out, and it does come with a lot of options that I'll show off in a minute, you can also swivel around there. Sometimes it can be a little tight, so sometimes you might want to pull it out, put it in the position you want, and then just peg it back in. You have a nice ball joint here in the abdomen and also in the waist, so you got a lot of nice motion there. Ball joint in the hip, so you can kick out to the side, pretty far forward. Got a thigh swivel there. I would say over 90 degrees in the knee. And then you have a ball joint in the ankle, so you can kind of get some nice ankle tilt, but of course you can move a little bit front to back as well. And then you have toe articulation as well. So really nice posing. I really like this quite a bit. I'm noticing a little bit of scuffing there on the chest. You can see that kind of weird. It must be from the scarf. Well, we'll just put the scarf right back over it. But all in all, it's a really nice figure. Really nicely done. Really nice articulation, nice paint applications. An excellent Ichigo figure. Next up, I guess we'll go in chronological order. And if Ichigo wants to cooperate with me. Come on, buddy. I know you can stand. You were doing it a minute ago. I shouldn't have moved his feet, apparently. There we go. We'll do Couga. So this is Couga Dragon form. Now you can kind of tell that it's the same figure as the Rising Dragon, because you can see if we get in close, and I'll do a comparison in a moment. Actually, I guess the shoulder pads are different. I think the chest plate is the same though, because you can see the parts that they're eventually going to paint gold. But it's still a sharp looking figure. I mean, helmet looks great, really nicely painted. All the blue is a really nice metallic paint. You have the gold there. And I don't think I've said this yet, but with Shodo, you never have to do stickers. So there are no stickers whatsoever. It's all paint application, so they're ready to go right out of the box. All you have to do is pop the head on and then pick your hands. And that's really it. Now he comes with this staff, but this is in the accessory box. So if you buy just the Couga figure, you will not get the staff. That's in the accessory box. But the driver looks great, nicely painted as well. Oh, and I didn't show off the extra hands. Let me go ahead and do that quickly. So for Ichigo, he comes with a ton of extra hands. So you have grasping set of hands, kind of an open set of hands, and then there's a closed fist set of hands, and then like this posing set of hands. So I have one of each on him right now. But so that gives you 8 hand options. 4 pairs of hands. But you can mix and match, you know, you can do whatever you want. So there's a lot there. For Dragon form, he comes with a closed fist set of hands, then kind of like an open set of hands, but I guess could technically still hold something. Then like a grasping set of hands, and then like this posing set of hands. So you can see right now, I have him with like one posing hand and then one grasping hand for the staff. But if you wanted him to use 2 hands to hold the staff, you could absolutely do that. You just have to switch out the hands. But yeah, really nice figure, really nicely painted. And then of course, when he wants to power up, we go into Rising Dragon, which has the gold accents. So we'll do a little bit of a direct comparison here. So you can see that the chest plates are the same, but the shoulder pads actually, you know what? They are the same, but they added the gold trim. So they are the same. The driver is definitely different. They definitely give us a new driver there. Legs are the same. Arms are probably the same. So really, it's just... Is the head the same? I thought the head would be different, but I guess it is the same. Interesting. So yeah, it's really the same figure painted differently with a different driver. So that's why I guess they're able to do 7 here, because 2 of them are almost identical. But it's funny, with just the addition of the gold paint, it really does look fairly different. So yeah, I guess the head is the same. I thought the head would be a little different, but I haven't seen Couga in a while. But the gold trim on the shoulders, and of course the shoulders are painted blue, whereas they're not on the dragon form. You have the gold trim here on the sides and around the collar. And then, of course, the driver is definitely different. And then you have this staff, which is also different. Again, from the accessory box, this does not come with the figure. But yeah, he looks great. I like it a lot. I like the Couga forms. I know we got them back in Shodo a while ago. I think I did the first Shodo set, which was the 4 base forms. I know I bought the gold form, but I don't think I ever put it together, and now I'm kind of like, I don't need it, because I have the Shodo versions, and they're already painted real nice. Moving on, let's see, chronologically would be double. So we have Joker form here. They love Joker form. They're always putting it in wherever they can. We got most of our double forms in the last set. Or actually, was it 2? I think it might have been set 2 that had all the double stuff. Like Oreos. But anyway, this is a nice looking figure. I mean, you know, the purple and the black look really sharp. The head's nicely sculpted. The driver here with, you know, this is the Lost driver with just the one channel, I guess we'll call it, one side. But it's similar articulation to all the rest. And there's really not much in terms of paint application here, because they just mold the whole thing out of black. But all of the metallic purple does look really sharp. And it goes all the way around to the back when it needs to, which I really appreciate. So yeah, really, really sharp looking figure there. I think I'm behind on the hand options, so let's... I showed you Dragon. Rising Dragon, I think, is almost identical. I think they honestly might be the same hands. Oh, they do actually have the symbol molded in. I didn't notice that. That's cool. So that's a nice way to tell them apart. Rising Dragon doesn't have the symbol molded. I'm sorry. Dragon Mode doesn't have the symbol molded, but Rising Dragon does. That's really cool, actually. Very nice. Let's see, I think this is Joker's set. So he's got the pointing hand, so you can count up your sins. He's got grasping set of hands. He's got a closed fist set of hands, and then kind of an open set of hands. So here I've got him just knocking over everyone. But, you know, he's doing the hand where he's kind of telling everyone, time to count up your sins. Get ready to get rocked. Double's coming through. And he's just knocking over Vulcan back here. Come on, Vulcan. Next up, we have Skull. I love this figure. They got the hand to grasp the fedora. I think that's fantastic. The fedora is not attached, as you can see. So you kind of put it on there and hope it stays on there. I wish there was a version of the head that had the fedora attached and then a version that doesn't have the fedora attached. But I guess he wanted, like, you know, to be able to give you the option. But you can kind of put it on there and then the hand will kind of keep it in place, which is kind of nice. But we'll take it off for a moment. Or apparently his hand will just fall right out of his arm. So that's another option. But he looks good. Head's very nicely painted. Got the scarf here. Again, I kind of wish that this didn't stick straight out like that. But nice silver trim again all the way around. He's also got the Lost Driver there. We got the gun. Is it the Skull Magnum, I think that's called? And the accessory set does give you the closed version after you put the Gaia memory in. So this comes with the figure. You do get one version with the figure, and the closed version comes in the accessory set. Also in the accessory set, they give you a translucent version of Skull's head, which is really cool. So whichever you prefer there. And then they give you another fedora, and the only real difference is that this one has like a chunk out of it. So you got the battle damage fedora there. This one inadvertently has a chunk out of it. It's not meant to. So I think that's cool. I like all the options. But again, the extra head and fedora and gun all come in the accessory set. So if we put the fedora down a bit and kind of try to put that in between. There we go. Maybe something like that. But yeah, very cool. Same articulation as the others, but looks really sharp. And then let me show you his extra hands are pretty generic. Closed fist set, grasping hand set, kind of more open hand set, and then he's also got a pointing finger as well. So you got a lot of hand options, which is something nice because, I mean, you know, depending on what accessories you want to use, things like that, I think they do a nice job of including all of the different hands that you'll need. If a character has an iconic pose, like Double, with the pointing, the count up your sins, they include that, which I think is fantastic, so I really like that a lot. Moving on now to Latorartar. Very nice. Very nicely painted here on the head. Nice metallic paint. You have the emblem here in the center, and I'll get some of the other O's figures in a minute, and we'll try to do some swaps just to show you how that works. But you got some nice yellow paint down here on the legs. Again, same articulation as everyone else. You have the kind of not deployed versions of the claws, but you can pop the hands off, pop those off, and then they have the deployed versions of the claws as well. So whatever version you want to use, I think that's pretty cool. He's got, I just have him with some kind of like, you know, animalistic hand posing right now. But he does come with some grasping trigger hands, some closed fist set of hands. I'm not sure what those middle ones are, just kind of like a little bit more open set. But he also comes with a hand that is holding this piece of the O's driver so you can scan the medals. I think that's really cool. I love that they include the hand with that in. It would be nice if it had a little bit of paint on it, but I understand. But yeah, the O's figures are great. Like I said, I'll bring in the other ones in a minute so we can switch around. But yeah, really, really cool there. Last up, we have Vulcan. So right now, he's got the attached shotgun. which this piece comes in the bonus set. Oh, and I forgot to say, also in the bonus weapon set, you get O's sword. Again, would be nice if it had some paint on it, but I get it. So you have the attache shotgun, which I can take out of his hand. And then he also has the gun, which name escapes me at the moment. But this actually pegs in, and then you can put it into the hand. Doesn't hold it amazing. This hand is kind of weird. So if you look at this hand, it's got this like unnecessary ledge here in the hand, so that like you have to kind of sandwich it in that extra bit to get him to really hold on to it, which is kind of weird. I mean, I appreciate the fact because it holds the gun much more securely, but it's just weird. Like, why didn't they just make a normal grasping hand that would just hold it instead of having to wedge it in that weird ledge there? But I do appreciate the fact that the gun can be held and also just pegged onto the belt. It's not a separate piece. When they did the Shodo line for 01, they had a version of the gun, and then they had a version of the driver, like with the gun attached on the belt, I should say the belt buckle, and you had to either peg in the non-attached version or unpeg that and peg in the one with the gun. Here it's just peg it on. Simple. You don't need extra pieces, so I appreciate that. I think it works well. And Vulcan looks good. I mean, all of this metallic blue paint looks fantastic. I really appreciate that. Even got the silver over here. The head sculpt, I think, looks good. So happy to get some more 01 characters. Very, very cool there. So honestly, I like this wave a lot. I think they did a really great job with this. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, like I said, the only thing you could kind of complain about is the fact that Dragon and Rising Dragon are in the same wave and they're so similar. Just a couple paint applications and a different driver. But, I mean, it makes sense. You want both versions. It makes sense to put them in the same wave. Just be careful when you're opening the box. You don't think you got a duplicate because they are two separate figures. But, yeah, overall, I think they're pretty great. But before we finish up, I want to bring in some of the other O's characters so I can show you how you can actually swap the, different pieces to make different combos. So here are the 3 O's figures we have so far in this line, and obviously there's a lot of overlap here. We have 2 Bata legs, we have 2 Tora torsos, so there's not a ton of different forms we can make here. It's going to get more interesting once we get into some of the later forms for O's. But if you wanted to say, for example, give him, the Tora torso with the cheetah legs, what you would do is go ahead and pop this off at the torso, like so. Put this off to the side, and then you would pop this off at the torso, like so, and then you just pop this on here. Now, you might be saying to yourself, but hold on, this piece is incorrect, and you would be correct there, but it does unpeg. I think we have to take this one off. I believe this comes off. If you remember how this works, because it's been a minute. There we go. Okay, so this piece comes off. You take this piece off here. This will have to come off of here. There we go. And then you take this. And now we have to pop this underneath here and then peg this back on. And there you go. Now the torso is correct. And then you pop this on here. And now you have O's. Tato Cheetah? I forget. Tato Ta? I don't know. I don't know exactly what this form is called, but it's the cheetah legs here with the rest of the base form, and I think that's pretty cool. So it's a simple enough matter to switch these around. I'm hoping over time we won't run into any issues with like the ball joints becoming loose or anything like that, but I mean, this stuff's pretty solid. I could put this on here and give him Bata legs. So there you go. So you can mix and match them. It's very simple to do. If you wanted to switch a torso out, basically what you would do, or I should say a head section. So all you do is pop the head off. It kind of pops out this whole way. You don't actually take the head off the ball joint. There's like the whole neck stalk comes off. and then you just lift this section out like so, and then that's how you would change that. So if I wanted to take this off of here, and then I would just drop this on here like that and pop that on there, and there you go. Now he has those two instead. So I think it's fun. It's a really simple way to flip this stuff all around, and I can't wait till we get more. I know we're getting Sagozo pretty soon. I think he's in set 6 or 7. So we'll have another one, and that just, you know, the more we get, the more different forms we can make, which I think is really cool. So I'm hoping they continue and they finish O's. Now they did an O's change line back in, or O's combo change, whatever it was called, back in Shodo. But obviously these are a little bit easier to do, and, you know, no stickers. So they have a little bit less paint, but I think ultimately they're pretty fun. I think they work pretty well. I'm just looking forward to having, you know, less duplicates, because we have 2 of the same torso, 2 of the same legs right now. So I want to get to those forms further down the line. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it a lot. I like how it works. I think this is a really great set. 7 really fun figures, pretty much rounding out the end of the double stuff. I think we might have 1 or 2 villains or something popping up a little bit later on, but for the most part, we're kind of about done with double at this point. Getting some more 0-1 representation, which is really cool. I know Valkyrie's coming up in a future wave, so that's going to get filled out a little bit more. Ichigo looks great, you know, obviously very iconic. I think Nigo's coming soon, so you'll be able to pair them up. I love getting more of the O's figures, because as I demonstrated, you can do the combo changes. Works really well, really simple system. Very excited to get more down the line, so we have a little bit more variety, because we have a lot of, you know, the tiger and the grasshopper legs, so we need to kind of get a little bit more variety there. Also filling out some more of the Couga over here. Got 2 more forms for Couga, so we only have 2 more to go. But yeah, very fun wave. Really liking this quite a bit. Definitely worth checking out, in my opinion. Shodo's really been doing a great job with the double cross line, and I can't wait to collect more of them. So I think I have wave 5 already, and I know 6 is coming soon, I think. So definitely could be looking out for number 5 soon. 5 has Gaim in it, which I'm very excited about. That figure definitely needs more paint, spoiler alert, but I'm excited to get him into the Shodo line. So, yeah, definitely worth checking these out, in my opinion. If you don't want every single one of them, you know, pick your favorite. But definitely, you know, very good representation. And I didn't really talk about scale all too much, but these are 4-inch figures. So that's definitely what scale they would be. Let me see if I have something handy. Here is Rogue from the X-Men. So you can see that they're about 4-inch scale. So it fits nice into your 4-inch figure displays if you want to have, you know, Ichigo fighting the X-Men or Fortnite characters or anything like that. There's so many different 4-inch figures to choose from, so I love having everything in scale together. But yeah, really, really great assortment here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Who's your favorite? Let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.